Acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT for short, is grounded in two basic principles. And you may have guessed them because they're in the name. Number one is to accept what's out of your control. And number two is to take committed action towards enhancing or improving your life. ACT is what's known as an evidence-based treatment. So that means that there's been lots of studies showing its effectiveness on helping people improve their response to general stress and also helping common clinical concerns. So if you're struggling with depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD, substance misuse, chronic pain, or disordered eating, then ACT might be an appropriate treatment for you. ACT has 6 core processes that come together in what's known as the hexaflex. Let's break these down. Number 1 is cognitive defusion. When we think of two things being fused together, you can imagine two things being kind of tightly held together. So when we defuse, what we want to do is pull these two things apart. So in cognitive defusion, you're learning to separate yourself from your thoughts. You're learning how to take a step back and become a curious and interested observer in your thoughts, rather than being swept away by your thoughts, rather than having your thoughts dictate your actions. So think of it like this. Maybe you have a goal for yourself. You want to read more, meditate more, work out more, whatever it is. Pick your goal. We'll stick with the working out example. So you set your alarm, you're gonna work out. The night before, you're hyping yourself up, you got your workout clothes ready. Then the following morning, your alarm goes off and you think, oh, I don't wanna work out. I just wanna stay in bed. It's so warm, it's so cozy, I didn't really sleep well last night. Whatever, your mind's gonna come up with lots and lots of reasons not to do that thing. Where cognitive defusion can be helpful is here. Right? Rather than engaging in this tug of war with your thoughts, a thought that says, you really should do this, you've been wanting to do this, and this thought that says, but I'm tired, maybe I should listen to my body. You're in this kind of back and forth tug of war. Cognitive defusion teaches you to take a step back and just watch your thoughts and see and observe them. When you're able to do this and take a step back, it frees you up. Now you're no longer in this tug of war. You've learned how to drop the rope and drop the struggle. And then you can really reflect back on what's really important to me. Why did I want to work out? How do I want to treat my body? Whatever it is. And then you can choose the action that's most aligned with your values. Number 2 is acceptance. Acceptance is all about opening up. It's opening up to all the thoughts, feelings, memories, sensations that come up for you, especially the uncomfortable ones. Now, obviously this is easier said than done. For most of us, if we experience a painful memory or uncomfortable feeling, it's almost instinctual to try to push that feeling or memory out of our minds. We say to ourselves, don't think about that. Think about literally anything else but that. Or go do something else so you're not thinking about that thing anymore. Now, what this does is it actually reinforces the power and influence that memory or that feeling has over our lives. So acceptance is about opening up to that thought, that memory, or that feeling. It's not about liking it. It's not about grinning and bearing it or tolerating it. It's about asking yourself, how can I make space for this? How can I open up to this? Again, easier said than done. You can think of it like this. If your car skids on ice, most of us want to slam on the brakes and overcorrect the steering wheel, right? You feel your car getting out of control. You want to force control back as quickly as possible. But this is counterproductive. What you want to do, if that ever happens, is gently ease up on the gas and steer into the skid. Steer into the skid. So acceptance is like that. Acceptance is like steering into the skid. It's recognizing, okay, this feels really uncomfortable to do. My body is telling me I should do the opposite, but it's recognizing that what feels initially uncomfortable is actually the most helpful thing to do. It's about recognizing that sitting with and opening up to maybe even some emotional pain can be the best way to work through it and to reduce the power and influence that certain feelings, thoughts, or memories may have on your life. Number 3 is contact with the present moment. This is all about mindfulness. Mindfulness means to be present, on purpose, without judgment. For many of us, we associate the word mindfulness with meditation. And yes, you can listen to a guided meditation and be very mindful while doing it. But that definition of mindfulness, of being present on purpose without judgment, can also be applied to everyday tasks. You can mindfully wash the dishes, you can mindfully fold laundry, you can mindfully listen to your partner, you can mindfully play with your kids. Mindfulness is important because it requires total engagement in the task, and it also enhances sensory awareness. So let's stick with mindfully folding the laundry. If you're doing this in a mindful way, you are paying attention to the smell of the clothes, the feel of the clothes, the sound of the dryer, whatever it might be. Again, you're heightening all of your senses into this experience. This is different than how we usually go about general everyday tasks. Usually we might be folding laundry while thinking about what we're cooking for dinner, while also watching TV or listening to a podcast. Our minds are scattered or our minds are wandering, rather than being in the present moment in an intentional way. When you're being mindful, there's lots and lots of studies showing how mindfulness can help improve your stress response, enhance emotion regulation. You're more aware of your thoughts and your feelings, and you're likely to be more intentional with your responses. You're totally engaged in the task. So number 3, contact with the present moment. Number 4 is self as context. Here we learn to connect with a broader, stable, more transcendent part of ourselves. You will learn that you are not your thoughts or feelings, but you are the space for all of these experiences to occur. You can think of it like this. Up to this point in your life, you've experienced lots of weather. You've had sunny, happy, joyful days, and you've had sad, cloudy, rainy days, and everything in between. But you yourself are neither the sunshine nor are you the rain. You are the sky. You are the space that holds all these different types of weather. Number 5 is values. What really matters to you? What do you want to stand for in life? Whether it's generosity, service, creativity, or something else, knowing your values can help point your life in meaningful directions. If you're not sure what your values are, I have a helpful guide. It walks you through some questions, and it can help you get a better sense of what those values are, and I'll link to that below. Number 6 is committed action. ACT encourages you to do just that. Take action towards enhancing or improving your life. It's about recognizing what's important to you, your values, and then moving towards your values, even when it's tough, even when it's uncomfortable to do so. ACT is about learning how to open up to and be willing to sit with that discomfort in the service of doing what really matters to you, in the service of doing something meaningful. So there you have it. That's ACT in a nutshell. It's all about opening up, being present, and taking action. I hope you found value from this video, and if you think ACT might be the right form of therapy for you, feel free to reach out and we can chat more about your goals.